Hello, I'm Michael Nisser, and we are here at the Petaluma People Service Center in downtown Petaluma. And we have decided that we're going to use a partnership arrangements that our Rotary Club has. That is where we can go ahead and use some district designated funds to match our funds to do a good project for the city. Now, the Petaluma People Service Center, I'll tell you a little bit more about what they do, but first off, let's explain how the district designated funds work. That is where we have $2,250 towards a project doing good for the community to help eliminate those in suffering, and our district will match that. Some money that goes to them, and over the years it comes back to us. So that'll be, well, $4,500. And we're going to work with two other clubs in Petaluma. The Valley and the Sunrise Club will work with us in the Petaluma Rotary Club, and we're going to be having, that's $13,500 altogether. So I have Mike Caruana here with me. He's going to be the project lead on this project. Michael, say hello.
Hello to whoever's watching.
So tell us a little bit about what your project lead ideas are for the Petaluma People Service Center.
First of all, it's important to note that this isn't what we tell the People Service Center what they need. They're asking us to help them with things they want. And Elise, who is in my contact person here, is very concerned about having a place for the children that are displaced and they're here camped out, so to speak, for a couple of days, getting away from whatever problems they have, to have a garden in which they can go to and feel safe. And so the back of this building has a beautiful area, or could be beautiful, it isn't now, and a great place to have what's been entitled as the Serenity Garden.
Good. So let's take a walk over to Serenity Garden. I'm kind of curious about this. Is that who will this actually help? I understand that there's the elderly that come here, as well as the youth. Child Protective Service come in here and they get processed for a couple of days. This isn't a long-term stay for them.
No, it's temporary homelessness, if you want to call it that way. Some of the elderly are here because they have no place to go, and some of the children are here because they're abused or have other situations from which they need to get away. And so you can see here, this would be the Serenity Garden.
So it looks like the Serenity Garden has sort of been here before, but is needs a little work.
Yes, and that's where we come in, is doing the little bit of work that it needs, cleaning up the planter boxes, replanting them, of course, bringing in fresh dirt. The boxes are all rotted and they need wood, new wood, which I think the people across the street, the salvage company, the Heritage Salvage, will probably volunteer for us, as long as we have volunteers to build the boxes. And I think we do that. And some of the trees need trimming, where we can put benches and sitting places for kids and the elderly to take a little time out.
So when we have something like $10,000 to $15,000 project, have a lot of community involvement with the Rotarians, and hopefully we can get some of the Interact, Boy Scout and Girl Scouts to come in, and others to help us with this project. What's kind of the scope of work is what you'd like to see done here?
Well, the first thing we need to do is not the nice part, which is the Serenity Garden. We need to clean out the things that are dangerous and things that are pretty onerous, like these blackberry bushes that you see here.
Where do you want to start? The trees or the blackberry bushes?
Well, as of today, we can do both at once, and I'll explain why. I had, for the third time, a party come here and tell us how much it will cost to trim the trees, which you should show in this video later, why they need trimming. And they, knowing that this is for the children, volunteered two of their workers an entire day of labor to remove the blackberry bushes at no extra cost.
So I think you have a tree branch that fell down. Can you show that to me?
Yes, so this fell down.
Oh goodness, that could hurt somebody's crown, so to speak. Yes, that's a pretty big branch. So
and you can see what it did to the gate. A small part of it fell on the gate.
Oh, so this is where the gate actually got damaged throwing the trees down. This is pretty serious. So what trees are we talking about? Right up above us, I take it?
Yeah, so if you come over here and take a look up, you can see there are dead branches that will eventually fall on something.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're already being held up by other branches, even though they're totally dismembered.
Oh, yeah. I see one right here. It's actually broken. It's just being held up there by some other branches, isn't it?
Yes, and there's many other very large branches that could hurt people if they came down on them. So it's important. We have a responsibility. We can create this nice Serenity Garden, but then we don't want trees falling on people who are in here looking for a respite from their trials and tribulations.
So in project management, it's almost a prerequisite, a dependency, or else you just damage what you get started, so that needs to be done ahead of time.
And you can see that the blackberry bushes take up about a quarter.
Let's go take a look.
The blackberry bushes take up almost a quarter of the yard.
Huh. So,
these
look pretty gnarly.
Yes.
Looks like something out of Sleeping Beauty where the witch casted a spell here. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It must be 12 to 15 feet high there, and oh my gosh, it probably goes back there maybe over 100 feet.
Yeah, it goes all the way to the end of the property, and you can see here that it has engulfed these trees.
Oh, that's a shame.
If we trim these trees up and put benches under them, they can be wonderful places for sitting, but you can't do that with the blackberries there. So, and if we don't do that right away, when you clean the blackberry, you have to cross the Serenity Garden. So
yeah, so you mess up the Serenity Garden here. Another dependency is that the blackberry bushes actually need to be taken out first, or else it eventually just overgrows the Serenity Garden.
Exactly. So now we have this gentleman who quoted us on trimming these trees, who said he'll do this as a volunteer, his volunteer to the community for free. He will pay 2 men of his on his payroll to clean out the blackberry bushes.
What a win-win. So it might be otherwise better part of $4,000 for the tree trimming, and then another $5,000 for the blackberry. What will that cost us?
Well,
for those
we have written quotations from $5,000 to clear the blackberry, and $3,600 and $3,800 to do the trees.
Wow, so a lot of money just for something other than the Serenity Garden.
Right.
So what are we going to end up with now?
So the last contractor said he'll do the trees for $3,800, and he'll do the blackberry bushes for free.
Woohoo! Really? Throw that in?
$5,000.
That's $5,000 just by having some Rotarians go in and say, what's a good project we can do for Elise Hempel and the Petaluma People Service Center to help the kids in need.
Yeah. And remember, it's not just taking the blackberry bushes out and trimming the trees. You have to take them to the dump. You have to get rid of them and clean up the area. So the volunteers from the Rotary clubs can then come into action, clean up the yard, do the boxes, do the dirt, the things that volunteers can do without having special equipment like you really need for the trees or for the blackberry bushes.
So that's why good Rotarians like you have a truck out in the parking lot?
Yes. And I also am dressed in my best clothes.
Oh, I see that. Yes, you look like you're ready to work today, aren't you? So tell me, how long do you think it'll take to do this project?
The trees and the bushes out is 2 days. Okay. After that, it depends on how many volunteers we get to do the rest. We could do it in a week's time, maybe a couple of weekends in a row with good number of volunteers. Okay, well, I guess the district designated funds, they require us to do the project in a year. So if 3 clubs are going to kick in $2,250, or actually double that initially, and then they'll give us back at the end of 12 months. So we shouldn't have any problem getting this done within 1 year, which is what the requirement is. I'm thinking, because we'd like the kids to have the access to this as soon as possible. We don't want to take a year.
Right.
But say within 3 months, by the time we get the grant approved and then get the scheduling for the blackberry removal and the tree removal, and then for the volunteers to do the rest of the work, in 3 months I think we should have it done.
Well, that sounds awesome. I am so excited about this project. I think Mike Caruana has really got a great plan here, and the proof of the pudding shall be in the eating. So stay tuned, and we're going to see more from the Petaluma Rotary Club, as well as the Vandley and the Sunrise Clubs here in Petaluma, all working together to do good things for the Petaluma Service Center. Anything else, Michael?
No, that's it. For any of you listening to this want to volunteer for the work, that's what Rotary's for.
Okay, thanks. Have a good day.